how's it been going? How's quarantine life?
Oh, it's just it's been boring, you know, just no shows being played. Nashville finally just started allowing live music back, but it's only like two per stage. You can do acoustic stuff, and other than that, it's been okay though. It's not terrible. My wife was off work for a little bit, and um, because of the whole thing, and she went back to work. I think it was probably like a month ago now.
I went to my first live show on Saturday night in like 3 months, and it was just amazing.
Yeah, it was great. So like last week, um, I played two shows. There were writers' rounds, so I just got up and played a couple songs. But they're like played at the Music Row Freak Show, which is at the local here in Nashville, and then Grindhouse Nashville, which is also at the local. And so it was back nights at the local, but it was just cool to finally like get back out and play music in front of your friends and co-writers and all that other, all those other people that you haven't seen in forever. So it was a different energy for sure. It was almost like it was like brand new again. Like it was
Yeah.
sparkly and shiny and everyone was excited. So it was pretty badass to get back out. So I got a couple more shows lined up for the rest of this month, and we'll see if we can't book the rest of the year. Fingers crossed everything goes well with this whole corona stuff. So
Fingers crossed.
yeah, so hopefully
Yes.
we can get back on stage soon.
I believe that music heals, and of course, I saw that you had a new EP come out during this quarantine.
I did, yeah, on March 27th, I believe, like right when all this crap like hit and the world went to crazy time. But yeah, I think March 27th is when we released my new EP out. It's called Turnaround Town, and man, I'll be 100% honest with you. I was a little bit bummed that not that we released the record, but like the unfortunate events around the release. We were expecting to release this record and do really really well with it, and for a minute after it released, I was like, well, that's just kind of screwed now because of the whole corona thing, and everybody's like in a panic. And it's actually surprisingly, I found out that it's good timing to release a record during a pandemic. It's doing really really well. I was very shocked by that. it's still doing well, really really well. We're excited about it.
I can see that though, because people are looking for different things to consume right now.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. It's like, I mean, especially, I mean, well, like the rest of like the whole country's kind of starting to get back to move forward to another, normal, whatever the normal was before, But for a while, everybody was right here. Everybody was just on their phones and on their mobile devices, just everything right in front of them. So they're looking and searching for new stuff. You get bored pretty quick whenever there's nothing else to do but this. So you got to find other stuff to keep you occupied. And those people that found my record that weren't fans of me before that might be now, thank you. You guys are awesome. You're really helping making this record stand out. Like even so much more than my last EP that I released last year, which was a self-titled Josh Gallagher EP. And yeah, it's doing really, really well. So I couldn't have asked for it to, do it any better than it's doing right now, which is weird. I just can't believe it. It's like, oh yeah, you get all pumped up and do all this promo for this record, and it's badass, and the music's great, and you love it, and it's better than the last record, and you're like, well, pandemic, and you're like, well, maybe that's not going to go over so well, but it's
Yeah, I'd imagine it's
yeah.
a lot different trying to promote an album during this time.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. It's you got to find different new weird ways to promote your stuff. You can't be out on the road selling CDs and records and your merch behind it. So just got to kind of, as I like to say it in a nice way, just kind of shove it down people's throats until they get sick of it, I guess. But no, it's definitely different. That's for sure. It's a different promo game now. It's kind of a whole different world, a whole different new setting that everybody's really in because of all this stuff. So promo for it has also been good. We just had to diverge from the path a little bit and make a couple left-hand turns to get to where we needed to be as far as promotion-wise and getting the record out there and getting it heard and getting it heard by the people that matter and mostly the fans, you know. So, well, we're doing a really, really good job. You know, Core PR and Burning Ground Entertainment. They're my team over there. They're badasses. You know, they just push and push and push, and they just don't take no for an answer. So, shout out to you guys. Love you.
Boots Like Mine, is that part of this album or was that part of the last one?
Neither. It's kind of so. Originally, what we had planned was to have Boots Like Mine on this current record, and we kind of what we ended up doing was when we released the song, we released it as a single by itself, and shot the music video in my hometown. Shout out Crescent, PA, woo! And we shot the music video for it in my hometown, and we were like, all right, we had it planned, we had the promo for everything was good to go. We just like put it out there and just let it do its thing. And we knew that this song was so special that it was gonna take us for a pretty long ride. You know, I think we released it over Labor Day last fall, Labor Day weekend, and that song did so well. It took us into this new year, and it took us into this new record. That's how well the song did. So what we were thinking was, well, let's pump the brakes a little bit on putting it on the Turnaround Town record, and kind of let it sit and be its own thing, you know. So it's not on this current record. That was the long way to the answer. I think what we're gonna do eventually is we'll probably put both all three, the first EP, Josh Gallagher EP, Boots Like Mine, the single, and then Turnaround Town EP. We'll probably do like a box set or something like that, to where it's more of like a whole project together. Because what ended up actually happening was last year in the spring, it was like February, so it was probably still winter, but I got a little overexcited because I had all this new music and I was like, oh, I just want to get it out there. So what happened was I told all my fans that I was going to release a full 12-song full-length record, and that was before I actually sat down and like did some logistics on it and figured out some budgeting and funding and stuff. And I was like, well, it might be a little smarter to cut this whole record up into 2 EPs and a single. And that just ended up working out better. So it's kind of funny, if you go and listen to Josh Gallagher EP all the way through Boots Like Mine and then Turnaround Town, this current record, you'll find when you listen to everything all the way down that everything all just kind of lines up and matches the whole way down from 1 through 12 or 11, whatever.
Yeah, because I remember you doing a show at the local. It was like an EP release for, I think, the first half of your album, I want to say, last year.
Yeah, yep, we did one there. I think that was the big one, the actual like album release party, and then we did a couple other small EP release stuff around town. I can't remember exactly where, but yeah, we did one at the local, and that was a really good turnout. I wasn't expecting as many people to be there as there were, and it worked out. It worked out. That was badass. Actually, I can't even just put into words how many. Like I walked in and there was a ton of people there. I'm like, oh, you guys are here. This is pretty cool. You know.
Oh, and
I was like, this is awesome.
Too.
Yeah, no, it was great. Yeah, that was a good release party. That one was really planned really, really well, and executed just perfect. A couple little hitches, you know, here and there, but that's a given. We were actually supposed to have the Turnaround Town album release party on, I think it was the 11th of March, something like that. Whatever the week before the 27th was. And what ended up happening was Corona came and hit the United States like a freaking hailstorm, and we had to cancel. The release party, and right about that time was whenever, you know, everything slowly started to cancel as far as the rest of my shows and tour and stuff. So we still haven't had like an official album release party. So we're gonna have to do that here next couple months. Just screw it. Album's been out for since March. Who cares? We're gonna have a late album release party. Screw it. We're gonna do it.
Who cares? It's summer. Everybody's looking to go out and listen to some live music, get a few drinks and some food.
I know, especially now too. People are craving it. They need it. They've been up in their houses for too damn long. So Yeah.
Yes.
So whenever we announce our album release party, it'll be here in Nashville somewhere. Yeah, we'll let you know. Stay tuned, everybody.
Stay tuned. What else is on your list for this year?
Um,
Do you
honestly,
know?
at this point, make it through 2020
I'm
with
with
all
you.
this shit. Uh, oh man, it's kind of like it's you know it's unfortunate what happened, but I guess the fortunate thing is we didn't nobody had to go through it alone. Like we all went through this whole entire thing together. So it's not like we can say, well, I did this or I did that. It's like we all were in this together as a whole, you know. So um, it's gonna be all right, you know. It's just gonna be a little tough, a little rough for a while, you know. Just kind of getting back into the swing of things, and hopefully, like I said earlier, fingers crossed, everything goes well with this whole reopening of America. So that's kind of where we're at with that. But you know, I'm always a positive guy. You know, I just get like that's just how I am. I'm like, there's no sense in bitching or dwelling about something that you can't really control. You have no control over. So um, there's always a brighter light, you know, at the end of the tunnel. And a lot of times it's hard to see that for some people, but we're getting there. We will get there. I swear. I promise. We'll get there.